Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so nervous about today's video. I am having my first experience of cosmetic surgery. I'm really nervous. I've been wanting to get this done my entire life pretty much, and I've only now decided that I'm gonna go and do it. Now what I'm gonna get done has been an insecurity of mine since, honestly, as long as I can remember, since I was a really small kid. And I am today getting a mole on my face removed. I've had a mole removed on my body before. That was through the NHS. That was because it wasn't in the right place. It wasn't doing very well. It needed to be gone. There's nothing actually wrong with it, I don't think. I just don't like the look of it. So I am paying privately to go and have it removed. Now, it's not like a major surgery, but I'm quite nervous because one, it's on my face. So if it doesn't go very well, or if, you know, it probably looks worse than it did before, it's going to be on my face forever. I'm not nervous about the actual procedure. I've had the procedure done before, you know, needles and all that kind of stuff. I had the last one burnt. I don't know if that happens to this one, I'm unsure. So it started off as a small mole and it's grown out the side of my face, obviously, and it's quite lumpy, and that is why I don't like it. I'm covered with moles across like my entire body that don't bother me, but this one, because it sticks out and you can't hide it if you want to, and many people have asked me if I've got a wart on my face, which is quite rude, but yeah, I've had people like say that it's wart, and obviously it's not. But that is what I'm getting removed today. I'm actually really excited. I'm excited and nervous because I've had lots of people tell me that what if the mark on your face is worse than the actual mole. Now this mole, because it like protrudes out my face, you can't cover it, you can't do anything to stop it. Whereas if you've got a mark, you can cover that with foundation. I don't think a mark's going to be worse than the actual mole itself. Now I would also eventually like this one removed. However, this is flat, so it's not that much of a problem, whereas if I get that one removed and there's a patch, you know, darker or I don't know, redder than what this is now, it probably would be worse than the actual mole itself. So that I don't think I will get removed, maybe eventually one day, but this is definitely now. I've got people staring at me. So come with me today to get my mole removed. Let's go through the whole procedure, let's see the before and after, and let's see if it's actually worth it. I'm gonna be the tester bunny to the mole removal on the face. Haven't been here in years. I got my first piercing here ever.
What we're going to do first is I'm just going to sterilise over the area. So we've had a full consultation and we know we're treating a nice, healthy, non-pigmented mole that you've had probably since a teenager, which isn't that long ago. So we're going to aim to reduce it down today using diathermy. I'm hoping that you'll get a really good reduction from it. It feels quite soft to the touch, which is nice. It means it's got a lot of water in it. So we're treating with diathermy, which is a little probe. The nose area is quite sensitive. Yeah. Anything around the nose is. So I've got the current fairly low to start off with, and I'm going to start tapping around the outside of your mole. So I'm going to start now. Sometimes it can make your eyes water a little bit down the nose. So what I'm doing first is just tapping around the outside perimeter of the mole to reduce it. So sensation wise, how painful is that at the moment? Is it bearable?
Oh yeah, it literally feels like you're poking it a little bit.
Yes, that's what it feels like, being touched with a pin. So I can see the areas starting to turn white now, which means the skin's dehydrating. That's super, well done.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, yeah, that's it. I'm going to apply a little bit of witch hazel now, which works as an antiseptic and also astringent, which means it shrinks up cells, it dries them out. Well done, you did really well.
Thank you. That didn't hurt anywhere near as what I thought it was.
No, it's not bad, is it?
No, there was a couple of times when I was like, oh, that towards the end where like, maybe I was worried a little bit, but other than that,
yeah, you did ever so well, really well. You're welcome. So you can see how the area's turned kind of yellowy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you'll get a good result from that. So it's just a wait and see now. Yeah.
That's crazy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm home now and I've had the procedure done, and can I tell you, that was the nicest experience I have had. I don't know how to explain it right, but the shop, so I went to Susan Bird's in Grantham and they were amazing. The lady who did it, she was so nice, so sweet, she was thorough, she explained everything, because honestly, I had no clue. So when I had my previous mole removed, it was on the NHS, and I just went in, they injected me to numb it, and they burnt it, but I think they might have also cut a bit out. I can't quite remember. So I just, in my head, thought that was going to be the same thing, and it's not the same thing. So what I had done was a mole reduction. So my mole is still there. However, what she did was, I'm going to explain it to the best of my ability from what I can remember. So what she did was she used this like heat probe, I think it's called, probably called something different, but she used this heat probe, and she went like round the edge of my mole and on top of my mole. And I believe the purpose is to dehydrate it so that it shrinks, it scabs, and then falls off in 5 to 10 days. I think that's the aim. She explained it amazingly, but by the time I've got in the car and driven home, brain forgotten. But I have a leaflet, so I'm going to read through the leaflet, and she's given me this witch hazel cream that I'm going to apply 3 to 4 times a day. I've got to stay out of the sunlight, like not get it overly wet. Basically, I need to leave the scab on for as long as possible so that it just naturally heals and falls off, and then hopefully by the end of it, it will be like a flat surface. There might be a bit of discoloration there. Once it's healed, I'm going to need to use like a high SPF, especially with me working outdoors all the time, because my job is consistently outside, and especially with the weather getting nicer, which is great, I'm going to need to be putting a lot of SPF on, which I was going to do anyway, because with the job that I'm in now, I need to be looking after my skin. And so I've got a hat, I'm going to be SPFing a lot, but you guys are going to follow along with me over the next 5 to 10 days to see what the results are of this mole. I'm really, really excited. I knew when I went into this that it's not going to be a match to my skin. You know, there's going to be a little bit of discoloration, you know, it might be a bit pink, be a bit white, but my main goal to have this mole removed was it just to be flatter, so that if I choose to wear makeup, it can hide it. So I'm excited to see the result. Guys, it didn't hurt. The only way that I can describe it was it felt like somebody had like a really tiny sewing needle and was just like poking you a little bit, but not enough to cause any pain. When it got to the end, there was a couple of times when my eyes like watered a little bit because it was a little bit sore, but it didn't hurt, it was just sore. On the drive home, I could kind of tell that something had been done, so it didn't hurt, but it was just a little bit sore. So I could tell something had been done, but again, there's no pain now, and I can already tell that there is something happening to it. So I can already tell from the colour of the mole, so the mole's gone white and the shape of it's changed. So I'm already seeing a difference. So I'm so excited. Come with me over the next 5 to 10 days to see what it's going to look like and if it's been successful. Also, I'm going to link below the company who did it. It was Susan Birds in Grantham. They were absolutely amazing. The lady who did it was lovely. She was so thorough, and she was just really, really genuinely nice. So if you want to go have this done or anything else done, they do piercings, they do everything. It was such a major flashback because when I was younger, I used to live in Grantham and I had all my piercings done in there. I had my belly done in there. I had my ears. I've had my ears done several times there. It was just such a blast from the past. And Lila has been asking to have her ears done. And me and Luke were really undecided about it. We always said that she could have it when she's old enough to ask. So she's 3 now. I don't know whether that's still a bit too young. I know people like babies get them done, but just from mine and Luke's perspective, maybe. If we do get it done, then we're going to take her there, but we'll see. Stay tuned for that. So it's been 7 days exactly since I had my mole removed. Now the first 4-5 days, I was like, what have I done? It was bigger, it was black, and it was like scabby, and I felt more insecure about my mole than I ever have in my entire lifetime. But luckily it started to, like, they started to scab up, and then it started to fall off like around the bottom. I did end up just popping it off. But this is what it's looking like now. So there is another scab still there, but the mole has gone down a hell of a lot. Hopefully that scabbing stops scabbing within the next week or so, and then I'm hoping it heals clear, not clear, but healing the same colour of my skin maybe. I don't think it's going to be completely flat, I don't think you can see, but it's still a bit bumpy there. So hopefully in a week's time I'll give you guys another update, and maybe we'll see what it's going to look like. Fingers crossed there's going to be no colour and it's going to be as flat as it can be. It's officially been 2 weeks later, and I'm filming this the day it goes up, which is why I'm in my work uniform and I look like this. But I really wanted to give you guys an update. So it's been 2 weeks, and as you can tell, I will say this camera has like a filter, so without me needing to do anything, it just like smooths my face out. So as much as, you know, I'd like that to be a reality, it's really not, and I'm breaking out really bad right now. But the mole itself, so as you can tell, the first, I want to say 5 days, I was a bit worried because it was really dark, like the scab was black, so it was darker than what it was previously. I was like, well, what have I done? But I just kept telling myself, remember what the lady said, just remember, don't forget what she said, because she said that would happen, and she said that you'll probably panic, but that was a part of the process. So I trusted the process and it worked. So it re-scabbed again, and then the scab fell off, and now you literally can't see anything at all. If you get a bit closer, I'll try and put a picture in here, but there still is, so it's not completely flat. She did say we're going to try and get it as flat as possible, but obviously to be completely flat probably just wasn't realistic. But it is definitely a lot flatter, and there's no colour there, and it's still healing. So I think she said something about thinking pink for 6 weeks, so it can be like pinkish. To be fair though, the colours are not, I wouldn't say pink at all, and I'm being very, very careful, especially because it's so sunny at the minute. I'm just making sure that I'm covering it up with SPF 50 a lot during the day, so I think that's kind of helping. But I've got some really good results from it. I'm really happy. I will say, probably in the future, I will see if I can get it shrunk a little bit more. I don't know if that's doable to have it done again, but I'm very happy with the results first time round. If you can see there, it is flatter and there is no darkness there. Thank you guys so much for following along my mole journey. I'm so glad I got it done, and I'm glad that it just went smooth and I don't regret it. I will link down below where I got it done. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notification bell, and I'll see you next week.